Well, I'm in Tarnow. I've left Krakow for good this time, and I'm moving east to eventually head up in Ukraine. So my first stop, just an hour and a half away on the train from Krakow, 70 kilometres to the east, is the city of Tarnow. Now, Tarnow doesn't get many tourists, I don't think, and so there's no hostels. So I've had to get myself an apartment, so I'm living a bit of luxury at the minute. Look at this, got 4 bloody beds. 4 beds just for me. I'll just be using the one. That's this one here. So I've got a TV, got aircon. Lovely wardrobe there, look. A few coat hangers to hang my things. Not that I'll be doing that. Nice lovely lamp. We've got my own kitchen as well. I've got a fridge there, microwave. Unfortunately no hob, so I can't actually do any cooking, which kind of defeats the object of having a kitchen. But, and then we got the bathroom again, all mine. Oh, as you can see, I've got all my things there. I've settled in. The only problem is this thing's broken, but that doesn't matter because we've got this as well. So, and that works. And then you've got all this, which you can adjust these. You can point them off in all different directions. Have a bit of a sexy massage maybe. And yeah. Not bad at all. So now I'm going to go outside. It did forecast rain today, but I mean, the heating's on, but it looks bloody nice out there, to be honest. Let's go and have a look at Tarnow. Right, so we spotted a lovely little church. It's a very nice door. Let's go and have a look inside. Oh, that's pretty impressive, that one. Right, so I'm in the main square then. WWII. It's quiet. It's not like Krakow, is it? Where it's busy pretty much all the time. I would imagine that obviously it'll get busier once the bars start opening up. So they did all used to be wooden houses back in the day, the 15th century, but over the years they burnt down and started being replaced by brick houses. And this is a museum. I think it's just about to close. It's that weird mid-afternoon time. The only people that are hanging around are gangs of youths. Decent place to come for a pub crawl. Quite a few bars around here. We're over Tarnowski over there. Tarnow Brewery. Might be worth checking out. It's very quiet at the moment, Tarnow, but it's very nice as well. Reminds me of a smaller version of Poznan. Little cobble streets at the sides and a square with the lovely building in the middle. So I'm just going to have a wander around some of these little side streets from the main square. See what's going on. It actually starts playing as you approach it. Very quietly. Probably the local market traders probably got fed up of hearing it all the time, so just about here. On September the 8th in 1939, the Germans moved in to Tarnow. Just 2 months later, they destroyed all the existing synagogues in the city. And this is all that remains of the old Bema synagogue. By December, just 3 months after the Nazi invasion, all the Jews in Tarnow had to hand in all their valuables, all their personal belongings, and they also had to wear a special patch to show that they were Jewish. Failure to do so resulted in death. In March of 1941, the Tarnow ghetto was established, and in just 2 months, Jews from the surrounding areas were moved in, bringing the total number of Jewish prisoners in the ghetto to approximately 40,000. The first mention of Jewish culture in Tarnow dates back to 1445. By the time World War II broke out, Jews accounted for 45% of Tarnow's population. On June the 9th in 1942, all the Jews of Tarnow had to report to Kaplanovka Square to register. If the Jews' identification papers were marked with an SD, it meant they were fit for work. If it was marked with a K, it meant they were deemed unfit, and they soon faced deportation. Just 3 days later, the Nazis, fueled by alcohol, took axes into the Jewish ghetto. People who had a K on their identification papers, or couldn't produce any papers at all, were either shot on the spot or taken to a nearby forest and gunned down. Just 2 weeks later, the remaining Jews of Tarnow were forced to leave their houses and walk barefoot to the market square. They were beaten by the Nazis on the way. Any children that were found were taken to a nearby shed and shot. In mid-August 1943, it was announced that Tarnow Jewish ghetto would be liquidated. 300 Jews were ordered to stay behind as part of a clean-up operation. 600 Jews were sent to Auschwitz for what was called special treatment, and 200 Jews were sent to Plaszow. The very first train to take prisoners to Auschwitz came from Tarnow. So this is a memorial to the Polish political prisoners that were sent from here to Auschwitz, 728. It doesn't tell you how many of them, if any of them, survived. So you've got the date there, Tarnow. Auschwitz. And these represent the prisoners carrying their belongings, and this would have been the SS guards. And this is the former Jewish bathhouse, and this is where the 728 Polish political prisoners were held before being sent to Auschwitz. And it's now a restaurant. So it's a bit of dark history. Tarnow is known for being the first place where people were sent from to the Auschwitz death camps. Just around the corner from the memorial to the first transport to Auschwitz is this memorial, which is dedicated to those that were murdered under Stalinism between 1939 and 1956, Polish soldiers and civilians. Life certainly didn't get much easier for Polish people after the end of the war. They faced 45 years of communist rule. Just next to that lovely old church is this solar system fountain. It's actually pretty cool. It's unfortunate that the fountain's not working, but it's nice, educational for the kids. Although I think the scale and the distances might not be accurate. What think that's pretty much me done for today, to be honest. There is another area that I want to go and visit. There's a contemporary art museum, and also there's a park around there, and a Jewish cemetery as well. But the Jewish cemetery like closes at 1, so I can't really do that today. It's about 4 o'clock now, I think. Can I have a beer? Or am I just descending into alcoholism? I'm a functioning alcoholic, that's what I am. I did spot over here, there's some kind of strange tent. Tiskia tent. Now, any tent that sells Tiskia, it's got to be taken seriously, hasn't it? So I think I'm going to treat myself to a lovely Tiskia. £6.5 zloty for a large Tiskia. I think that's the cheapest I've seen in Poland. So it would be silly. I'd be losing money by not drinking that.